Hello everybody, this is Bloody Sword here yet again with another replay loss analysis. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I've been playing StarCraft a lot more often than I used to, so I'm going to try and make more of these videos. Most of the losses that I have, I feel, are pretty basic, like things that I could just work on if I just play more games. So I didn't think there's a lot of analysis, but I figured somebody might be able to get some use or learn something from these videos. So this is going to be a TvP on Star Station, the new Star Station, where they removed like this base over here and this base over here. And it is going to be a great map for Protoss. There's a lot of angles where Blink Stalkers can come up into the main base. If you look at this wide angle, he can blink up here, he can blink up here, he can blink up there, maybe even up here. If you're on one base, if you're on two base, then you can go down here and attack through this angle instead of being able to attack up here. And it's really a nightmare for Blink Stalker all-ins. So pretty much placing all your buildings very close to your CC and trying to not get picked off by Blink Stalkers. And that's wonderful. But this game, he is just going to be going for a proxy Oracle build. I did lose this game. I do scout out the proxy Oracle. So this game is going to go underway. I'm going to be going for an 11-11. It is a reactor on 11 or a barracks on 11 with a refinery on 11, then immediately start the reactor. I'm going to be getting down the barracks, and here comes the pylon for the Stargate. He's going to get his cybernetics core up, and I'm going to be going into his main base. Okay, so here comes the Stargate, and okay. So I go into his main base. I see 3 on this gas. That is alert number 1. I go to the other gas and I see 3 in this gas. 2 possibilities from this point. Either he's going to be going for a Blink Stalker all-in or some type of oracles. I also only see 1 pylon at this point. So alarms are set off in my mind, and okay, what the fuck is going on? So very popular proxy locations on this map are right next to this watchtower. Over here is a good place for proxies as well. And sometimes they'll even get cheeky and they'll throw it like in the corner right around here, or right around here depending on your spawn location and which way your scout normally goes. But that's around it. So I'm going to be going for the 11-11. I thought it was probably going to be a Oracle pressure, and I was going for the reactor Reapers with this opening, so I'm going to be getting down an engineering bay very, very early. This is going to be finishing at around 4 minutes and 35 seconds, so this is actually a little bit too early. I could be spending it on another barracks or maybe even getting up a CC a little bit more quickly and then starting the engineering bay, and I would have been completely fine. Fastest an Oracle can pop into your base is around 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That's assuming that he's proxying it, assuming that he got his gases as fast as possible and things like that. And assuming he's like GSL code as champion, because 5 minutes and 30 seconds is around as fast as the build goes. So I have 2 Reapers here. Even if he has a Stalker that's going to try and actually deal any damage to these Reapers, they should be able to just maneuver around and actually deal with this. So I get another Reaper out, and so you can see he actually brought his Stalker right here to try and deal with this, but even with chrono boosting this Oracle out, it doesn't matter because the Reapers were able to kill off the probe and the pylon in time. If he did actually get a his second pylon down to protect this Oracle from building, I already had a missile turret in my main base, so it would have been fine. So I made 2 more Reapers this game, and it is going to force some units from him. And I'm going to just be finishing up. He cancels his Oracle finally, so he's going to be getting those minerals back. Should be throwing down his Nexus here in a second. And that is going to be it for now. The Stargate eventually goes down, and I do follow up with 2 more barracks, get that command center up. And I'm actually debating whether it's better to lift up this barracks and from my position and place it down, because he's really not going to have any pressure that's going to come out that's really effective play, I want to say. So looking back at this, I think just lifting up this barracks and placing a tech lab on it might have been okay. But actually, I kind of needed to scout out if he had a natural expansion down or not, because he could always just transition into a 4-gate. The 6 Reapers would help, but they'd have to be microed pretty heavily to deal with that amount of stalkers and whatnot. The Mothership Core always poses a big threat and problem as well. So, I don't know. I'll play around with it in that situation, but I think just throwing down a tech lab and starting stim a little bit earlier instead of having to wait for these barracks to finish and then starting the tech labs would be a better choice. And also, I made a second reactor instead of a second tech lab. I think that's a mistake. I don't think I should get that. Especially since you're probably going to be transitioning into some type of normal play, say like Robo, going for Colossus, or going for the Storm. Marauders are just so good against both of those things. So he sees all my Reapers, turns on Photon Overcharge. I lose a Reaper, so nothing too terrible. And I forced a Photon Overcharge, so I'm pretty okay with that trade. He sets up a proxy pylon here. I'm not really too sure. I see it eventually later in the game, but he didn't really do anything with it. And let's see, going to be floating down my CC to the main base. I also train, okay, this is a mistake here. I shouldn't be queuing up 4 SCVs like this. And this should be probably making a Marauder. I don't have my factory down. I eventually started, but that's kind of late. And with these 3 SCVs, I could throw down another, I could definitely start a Marauder, at least. I may have been able to throw down 2 more barracks since my factory is kind of late. My engineering bay is now researching +1 attack, and my Reapers unable to really do anything in the units. Last time I think I killed like a couple of probes, and that's around it. Yeah, a probe. Not that great. Oh, and that was the probe from over here too, so I've done no damage with these Reapers. He's defended very well. He's going for some sort of stalker attack. This was just really, really poor play by him. And it cost him all of his ground units. And I just lost this game. By a lot of mistakes on my part, really. I sacrificed a lot of units because I thought I was really far ahead, and it ended up just suiciding, or killing me. So, these Marines, they could be killing this. It's not really a mistake, but they could be killing these plates right now. If we look at how many things are queued up, 4 and 3, that's 2 additional barracks. In around 8-9 minutes, that's when it should be going down. So these SCVs, man, they're the death of me. I think if I have better production, then I don't really have to worry about this. These stalkers are a pain in the ass, and they're just going to be going up. Oh, okay, now I remember. He does get a sentry up here, so he probably warps it in, and he only has 1. So I'm just waiting for stim. Stim's about to complete in like 5 seconds, and then I could just stim down my ramp and then just kill off all these stalkers. This amount of stalkers definitely can't beat this amount of Marines and a Marauder. So he warps in another stalker and a sentry. He's going to sentry force field my ramp, but that's going to cause him to lose everything that he owns. So in the units last tab, we can watch him lose everything. So I pull off all my SCVs. I should have pulled them probably closer to my Marine Marauder force. I pulled them over here, but and I lure his units into a trapped position, so I don't think that was terrible either, but no, actually that's fine too, I think. So, going to be killing off this stalker, and now I'm super far ahead again. He has a bunch of minerals that he's not spending, but that's fine for him too. I could be starting up 2 more medevacs. I always seem to forget to build more medevacs after my initial batch. And factory should be like right here or something. I'm not going to be going for the blue flame Helene. And I pulled SCVs because I just thought I could probably end the game right now. But Colossus are pretty good at the game, so I'm not able to do anything. Also, Photon Overcharge. It's also pretty good. And Force Fields. So, I should be throwing down my 3rd CC right now. I get supply blocked, so I could just cancel a couple of SCVs and just build this right now. My units are kind of half dead right now, so they're pretty weak. I'm going to stim them, and I pick off a few units, but Photon Overcharge is just so damn good. I pick off the Mothership Core a little bit too late. I kill off a bunch of sentries, and from this point I could have just like completely gone home. But instead I see a Colossus. I try and stutter step to kill it. Wasn't able to because of his micro down the ramp. And then I just go for whatever I can. I'm trying to pick off this pylon. hope that it depowers all the buildings, but I see all a bunch of other pylons too, so I figure that's not going to work, but I might as well finish it off. Try and go for the Robotech. His Colossus isn't microed properly, so he kills off a bunch of random SCVs first. I pull a Marine to try and deflect some of the Colossus fire. I get it, and because of it, I was able to kill off the Robo facility, preventing any more Colossus from going down. My barracks aren't properly rallied here. He is floating like 1600 resources, which is disgusting, but I'm also ahead of him in everything, pretty much. I'm ahead of him in upgrades, I'm ahead of him in tech. Not tech really, but pretty much just production and upgrades. But I don't continue my upgrades, so actually I'm losing that advantage as we speak. I believe he should be getting forges right around now. Maybe? Does he have a forge? He doesn't even have a forge. Never mind. It's okay. But I still lose. So that's not okay. So another Marauder, a couple of Marauders. I don't see a problem with actually just rallying to the bottom here. And this Colossus is going to actually be the death of me. It's, okay, so let's see this Colossus micro. He has killed 9 of my units, 11 of my units. Oh boy. Oh boy, Colossus are so good. Okay, so I see the Colossus just frying away at everything. I should really just let all my units heal at this point. I was being overly aggressive. There's no reason. I should just wait until my units get healed. I try and micro and be fancy, but even one Colossus just does so much damage, and Zealots tank way too much for me to be able to do this. I kill off a couple of Stalkers, but again, this Colossus is just doing way too much damage. It's gotten 15 kills already, man. And there's really no way I can do it because of how well he's been microing it. So I eventually get my second engineering bay and armory after I get my third command center, but well, I'm not upgrading from them. Let's see how long I don't upgrade from them. Okay, I eventually start, but I only get +1 attack, or +2 attack, and I know I don't start +2 armor. So from the time that the engineering bay finishes, is that around 40? Okay, so armory finishes now. Okay, so 15 minutes is when it stops, and engineering bay, okay, it starts again at 15:30, so that's, or 15:40, so that's around 30 seconds that it's not producing. It's not that big of a deal, but when you consider how much it wasn't researching as well from the point where I didn't actually build the second engineering bay and armory because I wanted to build my third command center a little bit earlier, that's a lot of time not researching +2. So unfortunately that's just going to be that. I see him trying to expand again, deny that with a couple of medevacs. My army is not rallied to the front of his base, so I really can't do anything. I try and drop into the main base. He has a couple of Zealots there. Do a doom drop, kill off some Zealots. Happy with that. Kill off a pylon. And I'm still doing decently in this game. But the Colossus count is getting ridiculous, and now he has Storm 2 and Stormu, very strong. I have a couple of random units that I saw, and then he Photon Overcharge and warps them like 2 Zealots and kills off the entire force. So that was fine. If we look at the units lost tab, he's killed 16 workers, I've killed 16 workers, tomato, tomato, I scratch your back, you kill mine. And here we go, so Stormu. Very strong you. And I scan, I see Stormu. And I'm like, okay, well if I just split properly, and then all my units just clump up again, and then they take up a zillion damage from the storm, and then I die. So I continually scan this. This isn't a problem, but I really don't need to. I know his army is right here. I know it's there. I just scanned it like 30 seconds ago, or 10 seconds ago, and because of like half my army being over here, it's going to diminish the attack by that much. So I should probably just either wait until I'm maxed out at this point, or just rally all my shit up here. I see a proxy pylon. I do see that. So it's nice because I have all these units to go back and kill that pylon, and just in case he warps something in as well. But that was just bad. So I get another dropship. I don't know if he actually sees this. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. And he doesn't have this watchtower either. I should probably grab this watchtower as well, just because of Zealot run-bys, especially to this third base. And I misclicked over here, so I'm gonna have some idle SCVs, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate. Going to be killing this off eventually, and I think I just lose from this point. So If we look at the upgrades tab, he is now at 1 armor, no attack. I'm at +2 attack, +1 armor. No way to deal with these High Templar. So if I don't, because I'm going for like a Maru style TvP, I really don't like using ghosts. I'm really bad at using ghosts, and I feel like if you just have really good infantry control, you really don't need ghosts. So that's that. I'm going to be going with this double drop into. Okay, I try and swing into his main base, but I see these 3 High Templar, and then I see the Zealots. So, okay, I'm like, okay, can't drop here, so I'm going to be dropping into his 3rd base. That's fine, right? So, especially with his force attacking like this, there's no way he can defend it, right? But I just saw that he had these 2 High Templar here with full energy, and then this happens, and I don't know really what I was expecting. So that sucks, unfortunately. And there's a huge death ball that has storm, charge, fucking stalkers and archons and many colossus, and I do not have many Vikings. Okay, so I have 1 Viking or 4 Vikings, no upgrades. I really need upgrades for my Vikings. So I have more than enough gas to do that. My +3, +2 did not start because I'm bad. That's actually, since I started it at 15 something, this takes like, what, 3 minutes? That's like 18 minutes to like 23 minutes. That's terrible. That's so many minutes of not researching shit. And here we go, here we go, here we go. And it hurts. It hurts a lot. And we're going to be stutter stepping. Stutter step. And I can't stutter step. There's just too much army. If we look at the army tab, it's like, he's double my army supply. There's no way I can out-micro that. Especially with my poor micro. So, things to learn. Upgrade better. Went ahead. Upgrade. I could have upgraded this to a planetary fortress. My 4th base was actually quite late here. I feel like my 4th base probably should have gone down at around 16 minutes, especially in the position that I was in. There was really no need to be this aggressive. I mean, like, I like playing very aggressively. This drop was actually stupid though, but they could have been a little bit smarter, I feel. So, upgrades need to be better. Just general stupid things like the marine drop right here, that was just stupid. I need to get my Vikings up a little bit faster. I need to micro better against Colossus, that's for sure. The Colossus up here, oh, that was so strong. I saw the Colossus and I didn't want to get any Vikings at that point, and especially since I know that he only had 1 Colossus and he couldn't make any more because I killed off the Robo. I don't feel like making Vikings was that important. I feel like if I just spread my units a little bit better with dropships and whatnot, he really wouldn't have been able to defend it properly, because he would have to split up his Colossus and his Zealots, and pretty much that's all he had at a certain point. So something was bound to do damage if I just split it up properly. So it was around the 10-minute mark, I believe, that all this started happening. Maybe not. Okay, actually it was quite delayed. This is when he was doing that stalker thing. So it was 12 minutes then, ish? Yeah, okay. So 12 minutes is when this push happens. Here comes, okay, so mistake number 1. Running into Photon Overcharge with half dead units. I'm overly aggressive. That is one way to call my style. I don't wait for my medevacs to properly heal my units. And there goes that. Okay, so all my units right here. I don't rally them to his side of the base, or his side of the map. Okay, so let's look at the army tab right now. I'm double his army. There's just no way that he can defend all of his fronts without having to sacrifice something because of his poor macro. If his macro wasn't this bad, then I probably wouldn't have been able to just win the game right here, but because of what I see right here, I could just load up 2 medevacs full of units, drop him right here, and just slowly pick him apart. I can also just run down to his natural expansion while he's trying to uh, decide which units to properly split and deal with each force, and just pretty much kill him. So, go here, wait for my units, and I just charge the front. And mistake number, that's pretty much it, actually. So, upgrade faster, expand more aggressively, micro a little bit better, and I think that's around it. My production also, that was terrible. Queuing up so many SCVs as well, that delayed my production facilities a lot. So I need to get those up a little bit faster. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys learned something, and I will talk to you guys later.